Good morning. I think we're on. I got myself turned around right for a change. Usually I start these things in a camera space in that way. It's Terrie at TLC Dog Grooming, and I wanted to take a few minutes to do a visual aid kind of thing. People really like the visual aids. My lighting in this shop is just so bad for video, and I apologize for it, but I need the windows. I love the windows for the natural lighting for grooming dogs, but when it comes to this kind of thing, it's a bit of a train wreck. So anyway, it's really quiet in here right now. The first customer hasn't arrived yet. I've got a bit of time, so I wanted to share one of my visual aids that I've got. Oh, here comes Oddly to help and just make everything even more interesting. I've had these toenails sitting around for a couple of weeks. And I saved them because, hey, good morning days. Thanks for watching. Type in anything as I talk. By all means, type in anything you want, because I would like to talk about this for people, because the dog's toenails is an issue that people just are really confused about what to do, and there's just so many bits and pieces to it. It's almost like you need to do a 10-part series on dog's toenails. So anyway, I had this little girl in a week or two ago, and she had pretty long nails. I think that, well, she was a new customer that day, so I'm just by judging on the nails and judging on the length of coat, I'd say she was a regular dog that would go in for grooming about every 3 or 4 months. And that's a challenge, because you want to be having your dog's nails cut a lot more than once every 3 or 4 months. And Tinker's nails get done about every 10 days. So there's that. But I'm going to just turn the camera around and do my best to keep it steady and to show you what I saved. It's kind of gross, but to show you while I speak. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Flipping camera around as it goes up my nose. Okay, so isn't that not in focus? Okay, so I think these guys here, they're the back nails, and these ones here are the front nails. So one thing to point out is that you can notice that these are shorter than the fronts. The reason why is because when dogs are moving and when they're walking, the back foot pushes first, right? So there's more natural grinding it off, natural wearing it down, because those toes are pushing against whatever surface they're walking on. Which brings me to the next point, in that when you're not a walker, okay, when you don't walk your dog a lot, oh, thanks so much, love you so much, Oddly. Pardon me. You know what it's like. You can't read a newspaper or anything like that in front of the cat, right? They got to be on it. So where the heck was I? Depending on the type of activity that you do, if you're a hiker, if you're a jogger, or if you're a biker and you take the dog along with you, your dog's nails are naturally going to be a lot shorter, because their movement has a lot more force. There's a lot more movement because you're out and you're about and you're doing a lot, okay? So they're going to wear down naturally on their own a lot more than someone who goes for a waddle or a stroll around the block once a day, okay? So like when Tinker and I are out for a walk around the block, it's a brisk walk. It's a quick clip. But she's not really getting anything worn down on her nails in that brisk walk. So if you and your dog just kind of meander along and sniff the roses, which there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. It's just nothing's happening with regard to the nails wearing down naturally, okay? Tinker's in a lot of different grassy areas, and she's running and playing and catching balls and frisbees and discs. She's down at the lake running on flat rock, so she wears her nails down decently, but still not decently enough for my taste. And I do her nails about every 10 days. So yeah, I'm a bit of a stickler with the nails, and the reason why is because So here's the piece that I cut. So that was connected to the rest of the nail on the toe. Okay, so that's quite, see if I can get it in a little bit better. So that's quite a bit of nail to get off, okay? That's a problem for your dog if your nails are this long, because that piece is what's hitting the floor and it's causing pressure all the way back and into the toe, okay? It's going to make the toes go from what they should be, like that, right? Nice toes, to starting over time to splay and spread out, right? Then that creates pressure up all the different muscles and joints in the foot and into their leg, and then up their leg into their shoulders, into their neck, right? So if you've got the back feet that are going to be doing the same thing, you've got this thing happening here where you're affecting, it's just not the toenails going click, 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 click on the floor or scratching up the hardwoods. It's a health concern that's going to affect your dog's mobility as he ages. So the older he gets and the more unattended the nails are, the less mobility he's going to have. He's going to have more problems medically in his body because of not having maintained nails. So the other piece of it is that, so this would have been slammed, this piece and this piece here would have been slammed right up against the quick. And that's another piece that dog owners can go a little bit sideways on us about, is because they want us, they see that this nail's too long and they want it cut back, but they want it cut back way back here, okay? We can't do it. We can only cut it back as far as we can cut it back. So if the vein and the quick are right there, because you got there's more pieces to the story than just going hacking off. It's not much different from your own toenail. It's just built differently. But if I cut it here, say, then that dog's nail would have bled, right? So we can't do that. What I do is I cut it right as close to the quick as I possibly can, and then I take my clippers and I whittle it around the quick area to try and get it back shorter. So a groomer can't just go hack way back here and make them a reasonable length, right? Well, I guess they could, but it would be really disgustingly torturous and horrible, and nobody wants to do that. But owners don't realize that, right? They're like, well, the nails are too long. The nails are too long. Right, they are too long, and I wish they weren't so long, but I haven't seen you for 3 months. And so that's like way, 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 way too long. In fact, I even kind of wish that the clients that I see every 6 to 8 weeks would actually give me a phone call halfway through that 6 to 8 week period and say, could you just have a look at the nails and see if you can get anything off? Because the more you cut it at the quick, the more you encourage it to not grow, okay? It's kind of like when you're maintaining your plants and you're trimming your plants and things like that, right? You cut it back so that it doesn't go all haywire, right? So people don't realize that. They just want it, they just want the problem dealt with, and they want it dealt with today, which is great, but you gotta not run away and forget about us for 3 or 4 months, because we can't really help you out. And the other piece to remember is, what are you doing with your dog? So if you're not an active goer type of person where you're out and about and doing stuff all the time with your dog and it's wearing its nails down naturally, you want to bump up your nail visits to the groomer, okay? And I don't know of any grooming shop that doesn't do just only nails, right? You need to call them and say, hey, is it okay if I come over? And well, no, not right now, but maybe later on this afternoon at 2 o'clock. You know, you might get that. I tend to like to do my nails that are just a nail cut first thing in the morning or at the end of the day, right? Because there's another piece to consider, and we get this a lot. People will, can I come over with my dog, and they want to come over right now with their dog to have the nails cut. And this is going to bite a little bit, and it might sound kind of cheeky and nasty, but I'm not going to put away a dog into a kennel that I've been working on, and they're bringing me $60, right? I see them every 6 to 8 weeks, and they're bringing me $60+. I'm not going to delay them for your $12. That sounds wretched, but that's the truth of the business. I have to take care of what I'm working on right now, and I'll make time for you when I'm done that, right? Because a nail cut can sometimes take 2 or 3 minutes, depends on the dog, depends on how long they are, depends on what's going on, depends on how the dog stands, depends on so many variables, right? Sometimes a nail cut can delay me 20 minutes in my day. So if I don't know who the person is that's calling, I'm going to put them in at the beginning of my day, the next day, or I'm going to put them in at the end of my day to day. Okay? So there's that. And yeah, sometimes people get kind of mad at me because I won't take them right now for their nails. So there, if you've got questions about your dog's toenails, one of our fellow professionals is online and she can answer questions too while I'm chitter-chattering away. So the replay watchers, thanks for watching, and the people that are watching now, thanks for watching. Put your questions in and be a part of the conversation about your dog's toenails, because a lot of people have misconceptions and misunderstandings, and I think if I get on and share a few tips here and there, it's going to help people not have big long toenails. And it's not necessarily about not scratching up the hardwoods. It's a health thing, okay? It's for the betterment of their health, okay? So, back to work I go. Have a great day, everybody, and if there's anything in there that you find share-worthy, please do so.